The world is riveted. Newsrooms are abuzz, and headlines flash across screens as a historic event unfolds in the Pacific. Japanese destroyers have arrived in Philippine waters, their sleek hulls cutting through the waves with purpose and precision. It's a sight unseen since World War II, when the region was a battleground for empires. Now, the return of Japanese warships marks a dramatic shift in the balance of power. This is no routine visit. It's a bold move on Asia's geopolitical chessboard, signaling a new era of security cooperation and mutual defense. Japanese sailors, standing at attention on advanced warships, now share the harbor with their Filipino counterparts, forging bonds of camaraderie and trust. The message is clear: Japan is stepping up, and the Philippines is not alone. Their partnership is on full display for the world to see. This deployment is a direct response to China's growing assertiveness in the South China Sea, where territorial disputes have escalated tensions and drawn global attention. For years, the Philippines has faced harassment and challenges to its sovereignty. Fishermen chased from their own waters, and Coast Guard vessels shadowed by foreign ships. Japan's presence is a declaration that regional stability is a global concern, and that the freedom of navigation must be protected for all nations. This alliance is the result of years of quiet diplomacy, growing trust, and a shared vision for peace and security in the region. Japan, once pacifist by constitution, now projects stability and support for its allies, adapting to a changing world while honoring its commitment to peace. The arrival of these warships is not a call to arms, but a powerful deterrent, a promise of solidarity, a reassurance to allies, and a line drawn in the sand against aggression. Two island nations, united by history and shared values, are standing up for freedom of the seas, demonstrating that cooperation and resolve can shape the future of the region. The Philippines, once seen as a tourist haven, is now the strategic fulcrum of Southeast Asia. Its location at the gateway between the Pacific and South China Sea makes it vital for global trade and security. Over a third of international shipping passes through these waters. Any disruption would shake the world economy. As a U.S. treaty ally, the Philippines anchors America's Indo-Pacific strategy and offers critical access for monitoring and crisis response. The country's resolve, modernizing its military and publicizing coercion, has earned global respect. The Philippines is no longer a bystander, but a key player shaping Asia's future. Its resilience and alliances are central to upholding a rules-based order. The world is watching, not just for its location, but for its leadership. Japan and the Philippines have transformed a difficult history, marked by conflict and occupation during World War II, into a remarkable story of reconciliation and cooperation. Decades ago, the wounds of war seemed insurmountable, but both nations chose the path of dialogue and understanding. Through years of patient diplomacy, they have built a partnership founded on mutual trust, respect, and a shared vision for progress in the region. Japanese aid has played a crucial role in developing Philippine infrastructure, constructing roads, bridges, and schools, and in providing swift disaster relief during typhoons and earthquakes. These efforts have not only improved lives, but have also forged a deep human connection between the two peoples. This strong foundation of goodwill and cooperation naturally led to closer security ties. Japan has supplied modern patrol vessels and provided essential training, empowering the Philippines to better protect its vast maritime territory and ensure the safety of its coastal communities. These state-of-the-art Coast Guard ships, funded and built with Japanese support, have become powerful symbols of a new, law-abiding partnership, one that values peace, order, and the rule of law. Now, with Japanese destroyers making port calls in Manila Bay, the alliance has reached unprecedented heights, signaling a new era of defense cooperation and mutual support. Decades of collaboration in various fields have paved the way for direct military cooperation, including joint exercises and strategic planning to address shared security concerns. The relationship has matured into a comprehensive strategic partnership, united by shared democratic values, a commitment to peace, and a determination to uphold international law. The presence of warships and joint patrols is not an isolated gesture. They are the result of a long, carefully nurtured friendship, built on decades of trust and cooperation. Today, this alliance faces its greatest test yet, as both nations confront the region's most complex challenges: rising tensions in the South China Sea and the need to safeguard peace and stability for future generations. The South China Sea is one of the world's most contested and strategically vital regions, drawing the attention of global powers and regional neighbors alike. Its turquoise waters are not just a scenic expanse, but a stage for high-stakes geopolitical drama that has been intensifying over the past decade. China's sweeping territorial claims, marked by the so-called Nine-Dash Line, overlap with the exclusive economic zones of several Southeast Asian nations, including the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei. These overlapping claims have fueled ongoing disputes and heightened tensions in the region. In 2016, an international tribunal in The Hague ruled against China's expansive claims, declaring them to have no legal basis under international law. Despite this, Beijing has continued its assertive actions, frequently harassing Philippine vessels, using water cannons, and engaging in dangerous maneuvers at sea. Chinese forces have also blocked Filipino fishermen from traditional fishing grounds, restricting access to vital resources like fish stocks and undersea energy reserves, which are crucial for local economies. But this conflict is about more than just territory or resources. It's about control over one of the world's busiest maritime highways, a trade artery through which over $3 trillion in goods pass every year. Any escalation or conflict here would send shockwaves through global supply chains, disrupt the flow of energy, and threaten the economic stability of countries far beyond Asia. The world's response to these tensions is a crucial test. Will international law and diplomacy prevail, or will brute force and power politics dictate the future of the region? Nations like Japan, the United States, Australia, and others have stepped up their support for the Philippines, not only to protect its sovereignty, but also to uphold the rules-based international order that underpins global peace and security. Diplomatic efforts and military cooperation are both on display as the world watches closely. The stakes are truly global. The outcome of this struggle will set a precedent for how international disputes are resolved, shaping the future of international relations everywhere. The South China Sea stands as a flashpoint, a place where the world's future balance of power may be decided, and where the risk of miscalculation is ever present. What happens here will echo far beyond Asia, influencing the course of global politics, security, and the international order for years to come. Japan's bold move in the Philippines is rooted in its own experience with China over the Senkaku Islands. Both nations face similar tactics. Chinese vessels challenge their sovereignty through constant, low-level pressure. Japan sees the harassment of Philippine boats as a mirror of its own struggle. This shared experience has forged solidarity. Japan knows that unchecked aggression in the South China Sea could embolden China elsewhere. Supporting the Philippines is a forward defense strategy for Japan's own security. By joining forces, Japan and the Philippines send a clear message: intimidation in one sea won't be ignored in another. This alliance is about upholding international law and resisting the redrawing of boundaries by force. The Senkakus and Spratlys are now two fronts in the same battle. Together, they form a united front against coercion. For decades, Japan's constitution limited its military to self-defense, relying on the US for security. But rising threats from China and North Korea forced a historic shift. Japan adopted a new policy: proactive contribution to peace, allowing it to aid allies if its own security is at stake. This isn't a return to militarism, but a necessary adaptation to modern threats. Japan now trains, shares intelligence, and provides security assistance beyond Coast Guard support. The deployment of destroyers to the Philippines is a direct result of this new posture. For the Philippines, Japan's support diversifies its security partnerships and strengthens its position. Japan's evolution is reshaping Asia's security landscape. Japanese and Filipino sailors now train side by side, building real capabilities, not just for show. Their joint exercises focus on interoperability, allowing both navies to operate seamlessly in a crisis. They practice maritime surveillance, tracking illegal activities and potential threats together. Humanitarian drills prepare them for disaster response, strengthening both military and civilian cooperation. These exercises build trust and skills, making their partnership a credible deterrent. The message to China: any act of aggression will face a unified, capable response. A strong alliance changes the strategic calculus, raising the cost of coercion. These drills are about more than defense. They're about convincing adversaries that peace is the only option. Together, Japan and the Philippines are building a real deterrent. China views the Japan-Philippines alliance with growing unease, seeing it as a direct challenge to its ambitions. Beijing prefers to deal with neighbors one-on-one, but a united front complicates its strategy. Chinese officials frame the alliance as provocative, invoking history to sow division and portray themselves as victims. Yet, it's China's own actions that have driven these nations together. The alliance strengthens the first island chain, constraining China's naval ambitions. For Japan and the Philippines, the goal isn't provocation, but a stable balance of power. China's anxious response shows the strategy is working. Collective security is changing the game. The days of divide and conquer in Asia may be ending. For Filipinos, this alliance brings real benefits: greater security and renewed hope. Fishermen can return to sea with confidence, knowing they're protected. Japanese investment fuels jobs and infrastructure, strengthening the economy. Disaster relief and development aid build resilience and improve lives. This partnership is about more than warships. It's about a stronger, more prosperous Philippines. It's a message of hope. Unity and cooperation can overcome division and coercion. The alliance secures sovereignty, boosts the economy, and promises a brighter future. For the next generation, it's a future built on friendship and strength.